Hey, welcome to my gardens again. It is April 12th, 6:30 p.m. here in southern New Jersey. A lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff. So I'll go over a couple, new things. This is new, but my broccoli's coming in pretty good. Had someone eat one, and it's not deer, because deer don't typically like broccoli, and I haven't seen them on my camera, so it must be a squirrel. So as you see, the million gray hyacinths we have, they're everywhere, which is great. My helleborus are really blooming. This one, I did not cut the old leaves from last year. It was pretty full, and I tried different things with my plants. So like this one here, you see it's cleaned up underneath, and it's a little bit more full than this one. It's just more of an aesthetic thing. It doesn't seem to produce more blooms or anything, but I know it does help the plant. Generally, most plants, you cut back the dead growth, which is what I did for all my corbels, heuchera, whatever people want to call them. You cut out all the dead growth from last year. These are going to be a trick, because this side, I've been watching the sun and tracking during the day. This side still gets a lot of shade because I have a fairly large maple tree, and my neighbor has a fairly large maple tree. So as you see, the sun's right there. So when the maple trees fill in with leaves, this side will get somewhat shady. So that's why I moved one of my Empress hostas over here, because it used to be down there. Because this is now full sun down here. Pretty much watching the sun up until, granted it's only April, so the sun will get higher as it comes into June, July. It's pretty much full sun from here all the way down. So what I've done is, my new white lilacs are starting to bloom. The summer sweet, this was from last year. Now, it looks dead. So is the other one that I have. But I've had summer sweet in the past, and they're lazy. So basically, you just need to wait. They don't start pushing leaves out until usually May. So they're just late. The new forsythia is starting to leaf out, which is great. It'll create a nice barrier on my fence line. Here's the other summer sweet. Again, no growth, but so a couple things I added. These are a New Jersey tea plant. So I have two of them here. I have a couple more that I put in the front. So it's actually it's a native plant. Many of my plants are native, not all, but the New Jersey tea plant is, you can actually dry the leaves, and it's naturally decaffeinated. My wife's a big tea drinker and won't try it. I don't blame her, but I added another lilac back here, and they'll fill in, because they get about, this is the new age lavender lilac. They get about 5-6-ish feet, about 5 feet wide. So they'll fill in, they'll get to, close to, just above the windowsill. My 9-bark will love it now because it gets a lot more sun. Lily Valley's blooming. I added you go through my gardens. One of my staples of my garden is the candy corn spirea. So that gets about 3 by 3, a little bit larger, some of mine. But everything's coming in. Here's the other lavender lilacs that I put in over there. Now the beauty of these is it is a lavender color. It's got a little bluish, but they're very, very fragrant. So when these are like the ones up front I have, you get a good breeze and you could smell them from 20, 25 feet away. So this side, I went up putting more lily of the valley in. Now I have the traditional white ones, and then I have the pink ones. I have a bunch of the pink ones. I wound up getting those at an estate. And then I added a couple iris back here now because now I get sun. I added another ginger wine nybark, which will match the other two, because typically I do odd number of plants. Usually it's 3 or 5 if I'm putting more in, but still waiting for them to fix the fence. Same thing over here. Supposedly he's going to take all these trees out to fix his fence. Different neighbor, because when that big tree fell in December, damaged his fence, and with a pool you need a structurally sound fence. So I already replaced my Concord grape. This is the one that my ex-landscaper hit with a weed whacker, and you can see it's almost 2 feet away from the edge of the grass. I'm not sure how he hit it with a weed whacker. Besides, him slinging it with one arm. So all my grapes are coming in. The Concords the leaves are a little more reddish. And these are the Thompson green. So they're all leafing out. Hopefully I might get some grapes this year. You never know. All my lesser stuff that keeps coming up, which is a pain to get rid of. It's very invasive. But I just haven't gotten around to it. So all my phlox are blooming. I'll show you better. Some of my daffodils are still blooming. A couple of my, it's a New Jersey tea plant, candy corn spirea. So one of the new ones I put in is a sweet spire, which is another native plant. And I have a Alabama crimson honeysuckle. The only thing with that, it's a great color because it's a bright red, but there's no scent to it. That's the only problem with some of those. The yellow and white ones, the sensation, the ones I have are very fragrant. So if you want it for fragrance, you just got to watch which ones you buy. So as you see, the candy corn spirea is changing. A couple of videos ago was bright red. So a set of peonies. These are early scout. They're just about to bloom. Actually, I see one peeking out. So these are early bloomers. So they do bloom. Typically will bloom in mid-April, which is where we are right now. My other peonies are pushing up. So here's my older variety of phlox. So I have the purple and the blue. It's technically blue, but so this has been here for a number of years, so it fills in very nice. So I added another lilac here. Again, this is a new age lavender lilac. All my tulips from Easter, I wound up just putting those in the ground. I have the hyacinths, the pink ones in the pot. I'm going to put there. So this is basically my Easter section that I don't know what to do with. But, at least I keep them. And they do come up. As you see the hyacinths, those are from 1 year and 2 years ago. So I added a candy corn spirea here because it fills in the 3, the odd number, because I have one there, one there. These are spireas, but they're the gold ones. So I have 3 there, as I have 3 there, 1, 2, and 3. That one struggled because it was getting choked out. So here, I don't know if I'm going to do dahlias this year. I did dig up a lot of them. The deer just killed me last year. They just devastated my dahlias, and it's just not worth it to have them come out and then eat everything else. And here, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. This whole area is empty. I took a lot of stuff out last year. And so we'll see, what goes here. I might put it in like a button bush. These are the new black iris, the Senior Jinx, that I put in. These will be interesting because I got these last year. These are the Peter Brand peonies. They're supposed to be purple. They didn't bloom last year, so. My thing is, I don't want the plant just for the plant. If it doesn't bloom, it's chewing up real estate. So I added like one of the New Jersey tea plants here. So again, that'll get like 3 by 3. Everything here's coming in. My poor agapanthus. I've had this thing for probably 5 years. Never blooms. It keeps trying. I may just put it in a pot or, sorry about that, put it in a pot or something. Everything's, coming in. The Amethyst Falls wisteria is now self-contained on the new arbor. And I have another one, the baby. So they grow pretty quick. It is native. It is not a Japanese wisteria, so no rude comments. I spent a lot of time working with a lot of native stuff, like Joe Pyeweed's native. So, and even if it's not native, I try to make sure that things are beneficial and not invasive. Like iris are not native, but they do provide, a great source of nectar for pollinators. They're non-invasive, they're not poisonous. Like a Nandina. It's fairly invasive and also poisonous. It's very toxic. So, but here's some good phlox. This is one of my candy stripes. The pink and white is one of my favorite new ones. This one struggled. I don't know if it's a winter burn, but I'm gonna let it see what grows out of it, and more likely just chop the whole back section off. But yeah, it's the waiting for these to open up, but they're getting there. Like I said, these are the new age lavender lilacs. They're very, very fragrant. The grass needs to be mowed again. It's April 12th. I've already mowed it 4 times. That's what happens when you fertilize in March I use an organic 13-13-13, on my lawn, and it just fills in and it's thick. So here I took out some of the bee balm, which was choking everything out. More than likely why I lost a peony. I'm going to put one of the sweet spires or a New Jersey tea plant here. I'm thinking the sweet spire. And over here I got another peony. This one's it struggled when we first moved it here because we had a bunch of peonies we split. But now it's filled in very nice. It blooms very well. So one of the things that I do, like with the new plants that I put in, I highly recommend when you dig the hole. I dig the hole and I rototill it to break up because we have clay here. And I'll add Espoma land and sea. I know some people have a difficulty trying to get that. I'll show you what it looks like. It has crab shells and crab meal. So I add a little bit of that. And I also then add Espoma biotone. For bigger plants, like candy corn spirea, the shrub type, I put in a full cup at the bottom, mix it up, and it's a starter fertilizer. So it gets the plant to jump start it. But yeah, most things are cleaned out from the leaves. I got a couple sections that I need to deal with. I did finish the path today. Funny. I had to buy a couple more of these paving stones, and I thought I counted right. And my wife even told me you should get an extra one. Well, I had to go back today and get this one because I didn't count right. So yeah, everything's a couple things didn't make it. I was gonna, when you have this many plants, you're trying to keep things in my head. So Coreopsis is one of my favorites. It's fairly easy. Some varieties do spread, not necessarily invasive, but they do spread. But it's fairly easy to just dig them out. And so I had this desert coral Coreopsis. So I have one here. Red flag means it's dead. Let's see, where are the other ones? So that was more shade. I'm like, okay. So I had one here, dead. And where's the other one? Oh yeah. So I put the iris here. The other desert one was desert coral here, dead. So they just didn't like it. So this is what you learn. I had 3 different plants in 3 different areas, and all 3 died. These are the hot lips salvia. I have 3 of these. I got one over there and one over there. There's supposed to be quasi-annuals here. And I when I put them in, I'm like, if they survive over the winter, that's fine. If they don't, I'll just put something else in. I don't really, worry myself too much about it. But from past history, these, like the summer sweet, are lazy. They start leafing out late April, May. So we'll see if they come back. If not, you'll see new plants in those 3 areas. But yeah, everything's barberry's just about to bloom. I know, barberry's evil and bad, and uh, you know, uh, people say it's invasive. We've had these for 6 years here. I've had the barberry in my previous house for 20 years. I never had one reseed itself anywhere on my property. So to say it's invasive, yes, non-native, but this is the Rosy Glow barberry. It does provide pollen, and the berries are edible to humans. So in the fall, the birds will eat all the berries, so it provides food, and it's non-toxic. And again, I have never had to dig out, cut out, or whatever, a sucker run shoot or reseeded barberry, but so be it. So here's these are the Zagreb coreopsis. These are one of my favorites because they're very compact, bright yellow flowers, almost fern leaf type. My blackberries are coming in. Hopefully I get blackberries. All my speedwells blooming all over the place. But yeah, that's I took it, and here's one. I took another red flag. The Cape Fuchsia. These are the yellow ones. Well, yellow one. I had orange ones. They died last year, and then the two, boom, boom, dead. That's the only living one. So I may just take it out, but we'll see. But that's my gardens. Like my videos, subscribe to my channel. You can post questions. I'll answer any garden questions, recommendations, suggestions, tips. It's a lot of work. I'm out here every day, cleaning up, moving, pruning, and just taking care of the gardens. So thanks for watching.